All right, we are ready for notes 4.3, congruent triangles. And I want to start off by asking you, do you know what you get from pampered cows? Pampered cows usually give spoiled milk. So let's just start off with a joke here. Anyway, back to our notes here. Geometric figures are congruent if they are the same size and same shape. In other words, they're identical twins. Corresponding angles and corresponding sides are in the same position in polygons with an equal number of sides. Two polygons are congruent polygons if and only if their corresponding sides are congruent. Thus, triangles are the same size and shape. Thus triangles that are the same size and shape are congruent. Again, congruent triangles are identical twins. All three sides are congruent, and all three angles are congruent. So that's 6 parts altogether. Well, if you look at the next chart, properties of congruent polygons. Notice, let's just concentrate on the first one. This right here that I'll circle is called my congruent statement, and it reads triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Well, if you look at the first letter, this A and this D, that's the first letter of the 3. Well, if you go up here, do you see angle A has 1 arc mark in it, and angle D also has 1 arc mark in it? That's what we call corresponding. Angle A is congruent to angle D. If I go to green and I look at the middle letter, this B, hopefully you can see this, and this E. We go up here. Angle B is 2 arc marks, and angle E is also 2 arc marks. Therefore, they are congruent. And I can do the same thing with angle C and angle F. They are congruent as well. So those are my corresponding angles. I'm going to come over here and erase, kind of clean this up a little bit. If now you look at the first 2 letters, I'll circle AB, and this over here would be DE. Those are sides. Look at AB, which is this side right here. Look at 1 tick mark. On the next triangle, DE, which is this side. Again, 1 tick mark. They are what we call corresponding sides. Right here's my congruent statement. AB is congruent to DE. If you go to the next slide, given triangle PQR is congruent to triangle STW, identify all pairs of congruent parts. And remember, there's 6 of them, and they're listed for you. Angle P would be congruent to angle S. And I don't have room to write all this, but right here, angle P and angle S. If you look, that's the first letter there and the first letter there. Angle Q and angle T. Again, that'd be the middle letter, middle letter. Angle R, angle W, third letter, third letter. And the same thing holds true with the sides. So again, to be congruent, all 3 angles are congruent, and all 3 sides are congruent to each other. With this one, you now have a polygon with 4 sides and with 4 angles. So now instead of 6 congruent parts like what we have in a triangle, we have 8 congruent parts. 4 angles and 4 sides. Let's get some examples in here. Given the 2 triangles are equal, ABC is congruent to triangle DBC. So it's the two smaller triangles. Find the value of x. Well, this angle, 2x minus 16, would equal 90 because of the box in the corner. So let's just solve that for x. Add 16, that means 2x would be 106. Divide by 2, 53. 53 is my answer, and I'm done. Look at the next example. It's the same diagram, but now different directions. Find the measure of angle DBC. DBC, let me mark that in blue. DBC would be this angle right there. So I believe that would be the same thing as angle ABC. Those two blue marks would have to be the same, because the measure of angle DBC would be congruent to the measure of angle ABC. And if you look, this angle up here, angle A, is 49.3. Well, if I take 90 and subtract 49.3, that would be 40.7. That means that 40.7 is that angle, and it's that angle. 40.7 would be my answer. Let's look at the next one. Does anyone know why cows have bells? It's because their horns don't work. Why do cows have bells? Again, that's because their horns don't work. With this next example, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Find the value of x. Well, if you look at this 2x minus 2, that's side AB. See A and see B. We'll go over here to this. AB is right there. So it matches up with DE. And DE is right here. And I see a 6. So those are congruent. So I write 2x minus 2 equals 6. And all I have to do is solve that for x. Add 2. 2x equals 8. And then divide by 2. X equals 4. With that said, last example. Same setup of triangles over there, different directions. Find the measure of angle F. Well, let's start off by finding the measure of angle C. You see angle A is a right angle, and the angle B is this 53 up here. So if I take 90 and subtract 53, that would be 37. That means that angle C is 37. And if you look up here in your congruent statement up top, you see the C is the third letter and F is the third letter. That means that angle C is congruent to angle F. Well, if angle C is 37, the measure of angle F would have to be 37 as well. So I could mark this one. Angle F is 37. So just to add to it, you should be able to look and tell me what the measure of angle E is. And E corresponds to B. That means that E would have to be 53. Again, that's not asked, that's just extra information. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.